So, you're a teacher.
I immediately regret this decision.
Who would have thought it could be so hard?
I want to know why.
Students are impossible to control, parents can't be trusted, government and admin policies just don't make any sense.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Fear not, fellow educators. Help is on its way.
Awesome.
Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. We bring you a weekly dose of comedic curriculum. And now, here's your host, Devin Siebold.
Hey-o, Crying in My Car, podcast for teachers. I'm Devin Siebold. Got my co-host, Mr. Mike Lee.
Hello, everyone. How are you today?
And I've got my good buddy, Mr. Greg, the Angry Texan Parrot.
Hello, friends.
And Greg and I will be up in Maryville, Tennessee, October 3rd and 4th. And Buster will be also in Maryville, Tennessee when I throw him out the window.
Why did you put him in the couch? Like I said, put him on the couch.
I am not his keeper.
Yeah, you are. Whenever you said, come over here, buddy, and I'll take care of you.
He came over. He was by my feet. He got up. He's a dog.
Could pick him up and put him on the couch.
Dude, he's old and he's trying to spend his last few hours with you, dude.
Yeah, well.
The sheriff had a great run.
He did have a great run. I'm hoping that he actually survives all of this craziness that's going on with his little BH.
How was your weekend, by the way, Mike?
It was amazing. It was absolutely
birthday
amazing.
Weekend, right?
Yeah, birthday weekend, and had an amazing time. It was.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday cake!
Have you ever been to Discovery Cove?
Yes, I have.
It was absolutely awesome.
It is.
It was awesome.
Expensive.
It was very expensive, but it was totally worth it. And also, I didn't pay for it because I got an awesome girlfriend. Woo!
I really wish you would have hit that dum-dum-da-dum.
That would be no good. No good at all. No, but it was awesome. Got to swim with the dolphins. Got to do the underwater. Did you do the sea venture when you were there?
I don't remember it. I went in probably about a year or two after it opened.
Yeah,
because I just heard it was all inclusive.
Yeah,
and that was the cool part that I liked about it.
It was definitely all inclusive. Got the free food, beverage, and got beer and wine, and everything was all included. Got to swim with the dolphins. That was amazing. And then we also did the sea venture, which is like scuba diving, but you're not diving around or anything like that. You're not just in full scuba gear. They put like a helmet on that's kind of like a cup. Like you would put a cup in a sink full of water, and it traps the air in there so you can breathe, and it just pumps oxygen to you. So we were walking around on the bottom. But those reefs and everything, they're all fake, but it's very, very cool still. It's like you're the real thing. You got the rays swimming around you and all the fish. So, it was awesome.
Was it packed?
No, it wasn't.
They keep it low anyways.
Yeah, they usually have a low attendance anyway. They have a certain amount that they let in because, these experiences take time. You can't get everybody through one. But also because of COVID, it was 50% capacity. So it was actually nice and dead. We walked right up to the bars, got our drinks whenever we wanted them, walked right in through the food line when we were hungry. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was great. And then the next day was at SeaWorld. And I could tell you this. I hate PETA with a fiery passion. I hate PETA. I hate them for what they've done and what they've done to that company because SeaWorld used to be great, and now it's just a shell of what it used to be.
It's awesome.
Oh, no.
I love SeaWorld. I'm a massive SeaWorld fan.
I love SeaWorld, too, and I love all the good things that they've done. But if you love SeaWorld as much as I do, you remember how great those shows were.
Well,
how amazing those shows were.
The show is a shell.
Yes, it's a shell of what it used to be.
It's just let's stand on the side and listen to some patriotic music.
Exactly.
And point.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. It was what we call in the industry a demo show, a demonstration show. Here's a fun fact about killer whales, and now watch them do a backflip.
Yeah.
And it was really just so sad to see that because I grew up watching that, and I got to be honest, like my first love and the first thing I ever wanted to do was be a whale trainer when I was a kid. You take the kids there, and everybody's like, "I want to do that someday."
Yeah.
But I really took it serious, and then I ended up going, "Oh, you got to be a biologist to do that? No, I'm good. I'll just be a comedian instead.
I got to learn about things."
No, I'm good. But it did get me involved in the ocean. Like I at one point could name every species of shark just by looking at a picture. You know what I mean? It got me involved, and that's their whole goal. but PETA lost track of that because a couple of people died, and I understand that that's awful.
No, they put the, they
It's
put
ridiculous.
But here's
a
the
few
thing.
people get murdered ravenously.
Now, hold on a second.
we
Here's
watched Blackfin together, bro.
Yeah, and it's awful. The Blackfish stuff is bad, but a lot of that was also directed at other like smaller entities that are trying to emulate. And it's super overhyped, and they're trying to emulate what SeaWorld is doing, and so they were abusing the crap out of the animals. But if you talk to any SeaWorld trainer, they'll tell you that stuff doesn't go on. It might have gone on in the 80s when they first started, kind of like you might hear about the rodeo guys who were beating their cows trying to get them to do a trick, but that stuff doesn't go on anymore because we've learned
right
to treat animals ethically. But the whole what has happened with this whole thing is just crazy. And if you think about the deaths, are they awful? Yes, obviously they're awful. But people die all the time when they're building skyscrapers, and you don't see us stop building skyscrapers.
Well, somebody just died the other day at the Orlando swing.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not tearing down every single amusement park ride, are we?
No.
I mean, it's just so ridiculous. I feel like it's awful what has happened to them. I wish that people would support SeaWorld more.
Did you see the shows when the heyday when they got in and swam and pushed them through the air and they jumped 50 feet in the sky?
Unbelievable.
It was cool.
It was so awe-inspiring. And as a kid, you see that and you're just like, this is amazing. And they have, over the years, made their tanks larger because, they realized that PETA was right about some things. Hey, we need larger tanks. These are big animals. We're not able to filtrate it right. They need more space. So they built larger tanks. They built bigger stadiums. They tried so many ways to appease everybody, but they just got so much backlash from that stupid ass documentary.
Now,
and I hate it. I hate what it's done to them.
On defense of that, though, one idiot waited till the park closed. He was hiding in the bushes, remember?
Yeah.
And he went in there to swim. And I want to go ahead and put emphasis on this because this is going along with what you said. He deserved to die because he jumped in a...
deserved to die.
He jumped in... No, I'm just saying. He jumped in a tank with a label that said killer whale.
Yeah. See,
okay.
And that
what
is one of the deaths that they count, by the way.
Like, I'm sorry, but that's just kind of like... it'd be like, oh, there's the piranha tank. I'm gonna go take a dip.
I wonder what it would be like to swim with piranhas.
Right.
Yeah, and that's not gonna happen. Okay, you don't go and jump in the tank with a killer whale who does not know you.
Right.
Can you get a button, by the way, on here where it's just Greg going, idiot?
Well,
the way he said, idiot. The way he says it. It's
I have
Idiot.
I have that one, but I don't have him. But I could probably take that drop for
No,
that
that dude's a dumbass.
Let me just see this real quick.
Now,
if I can.
I would like to bring up, I'm a big SeaWorld fan. I love annual pass holder. Teachers, by the way, get in free.
Oh, yeah. Except
However,
for professors, we learned. We were behind a professor in line, and professors don't get in free.
Unbelievable.
Only public and charter school teachers, like grade school teachers.
And, well, that's crap because they're registered to licensed professional. Anyway,
yeah, but it's true. The professor in front of us said that they don't get in free.
And the worst part about it, I think, the free thing is you still have to pay for parking if you're a teacher. So it's like $26. I don't know if it's worth it. I bought the pass because it was only like $14 a month, and it comes with the parking.
Yeah.
So I'm saving money if
Of
I
course.
go once a month.
Yeah. If you go 2 or 3 times a year, you save money because isn't it like $150 for the pass?
No, yeah, it's really cheap.
Yeah, super cheap for SeaWorld. Yeah.
Did you go on the roller coasters?
I did. Oh my god.
Are they not?
They
They're very
are.
underrated.
Have you gone on Mako?
A million times.
Mako is the bomb.
I
love Mako.
Kate hated it.
Who?
Kate.
What?
Actually,
what's wrong with her?
She's just terrified of it.
Oh, well, I can see that. If she's terrified of it, you're terrified
It's
of
120 miles per hour.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
That first drop on Mako is like, oh my, like you're free falling.
Now,
like
did I tell you what happened on Mako?
No,
Did I tell you, Greg?
I think you may have mentioned.
So on Mako, getting ready to get on, the people in front of me, a dude just stops. He blows chunks all over.
Oh God!
You have a joke about this.
Yeah, I have a joke because it's
do?
hysterical.
I
yeah.
haven't heard this.
He
Oh,
blows
God.
chunks all over the entire thing. Okay,
Yeah.
Mike. A manager comes over and goes, "All right, well, we need to get it off of there, so just send it around."
Oh wait, he He chunked on the ride?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like while you were in line.
No.
Oh.
All over the ride.
Yeah.
And the manager goes, send it around to get the puke off. Mike, do you remember where that coaster goes? It goes over the entire park where people are walking. There's people just walking, and it's going to be chunking it off the side and sloshing all over the place. And they hit the button, and they sent it around.
That is so awful.
And I'm just picturing it sliding all over the place and coming off the seats, and people is it raining?
Is it raining vegetables? What's going on here? That's so weird.
Unbelievable. I just got hit in the eye with a piece of a churro. What is going on here?
This tastes like stomach acid. Is this what acid rain is? I don't understand.
But it was true. I mean, I was sitting there like, did he just say send it around? And sure enough, the gates go down. Off there it goes. And luckily, I was getting on the next one, and I was like, sweet.
You're on the clean one.
I don't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
But I just couldn't believe. I mean, he's looking at it, and there's a pound of puke all over this thing. He's like, send it around.
Wow.
I was like, I don't
God.
think send it around is the way to go. But,
no, that sounds like a terrible
yeah.
idea.
Well, maybe the first stop is right over the Shamu tank, so it drops all of it in there, and it's just chum in the water. Wouldn't that be funny if they were like, all right, this is our first day back, guys, and we've got to put on a good show. And this is the first time we're letting them in the water. Yeah. And like they get in the water, and all of a sudden it starts raining down chunks, and the fish go crazy and start ravaging them during the. Anyways,
they did that actually in my Discovery Cove during that sea venture, the scuba diving.
Oh,
part.
they threw chunks down.
They did a chum the water thing, like right towards the end. They were like, "All right, you guys want to get bombarded by fish?" And they opened up this can
Send
of
it around.
chum. I assume it was fish guts and not puke, but it was a can of chum, and they just did that in the water, and we were surrounded by hundreds, if not thousands, of fish in that thing. It was awesome.
That's crazy.
So then, speaking of chum, I went to afterwards to end the weekend. Saturday night for dinner, we went to the Boston Lobster Feast. Have you guys ever done that?
Boston Lobster.
Yes, we have.
Shut up, Greg. Shut up.
What?
Greg.
What did Greg?
No, don't say
Shut up,
that.
Greg.
Don't say that.
What did Greg do wrong?
Everything.
No.
I hate this man for. Thanks for bringing
You
this
misinterpreted
up. You're
something.
off the show, Greg.
No, dude, you misinterpreted something. I still had a wonderful time.
What was it? What happened? I don't understand.
I won 2 free lobster feasts.
Yeah.
At
Boston
Sluice.
Lobster Feast at Sluice.
Oh yeah. How long ago was that?
It was
Forever
years
ago.
Okay, this was he still brings this crap up.
Yeah.
I had a wonderful time. I want to
Greg,
go ahead and let the record be shown.
Let me finish my story and tell the way that it's meant to be said. Do you want to go to Boston Lobster Feast?
Yeah.
Why, yes, Devin. I would love to go to Boston Lobster Feast. That sounds like an amazing idea. Greg, these are $65, at the time.
Yeah.
$65 buffets. This is going to be awesome, man. We're going to eat our way through this lobster feast.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man, I can't wait. We get there. Greg comes back from the buffet. I come back from the buffet. I got a half a lobster on my damn plate. Greg has 3 fried shrimp and some French fries. I said, buddy, the lobster's over there, man. You got to get that. Greg, I don't like lobster.
What?
No, that is not what I said.
You've
I'm
never
not,
seen
I'm
me.
not a big fan of that lobster he had out there.
Ah, Greg.
He had more coming. And then I have
so
pictures. I have pictures
Oh
on my
my
Facebook
God.
of me eating that lobster tail that
You
I
have
waited for.
pictures of me, of you on Facebook of me forcefully about to shove a lobster claw fork into your eye when you said I don't like the lobster. I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
No, I
We're-
love lobster.
Boston Lobster Feast.
Yeah.
I don't really like the lobster.
Oh golly! I put away 4 by myself.
Oh, I
plus
destroyed it.
probably about
No, but I destroyed
6 or 7
shrimp.
extra claws, not including the ones that came on my lobster.
He just ate shrimp the whole time.
I
Really?
did. I destroyed a ton of shrimp. And
I
I
will-
had a tail and a half.
I will say that the lobster
That's some
is
crab.
good. It's a little tough because it's all overcooked a little bit, steamed a little too long,
Sitting there.
But and it's sitting there in the hot plate or whatever. But the crab legs are good if you get the good ones. Sometimes they come out and they're like paper. Did you notice that? Like they fold when you try to crack them. They
Yeah.
just fold. And those were kind of
You open it up, it's like fruit stripe gum in there.
Yeah,
And what the hell is this?
exactly. But I ate probably 5 or 6 plates worth of crab legs and lobster, and then the next morning I made my own chum bucket in the bathroom.
Send it around. The guy just comes in the bathroom. Oh man, send it around.
Send it around. Let's send it around.
Honestly,
That's no
you
good.
need to get a T-shirt made
Send it around.
with a roller coaster with chum on it that says "Send it around"
Send it around.
Man.
My God. Oh, man.
Anyways.
for the Patreon.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, patreon.com/cryinginmycar. $2.99 now for all inclusive. Everything.
All inclusive. You get everything, plus little extra videos. Like we're going to go play some golf on Monday and probably have some antics.
Adding some tour dates as well. Tour
Yep.
dates are going to be on there, posted. Videos ahead of time. What else?
We got, obviously the bonus episodes, which are coming. Bonus videos, which will be coming out. People will get a week-long preview of your videos before they're released to the public.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a great time. I mean, it's gonna be a great option, and it's only $2.99, which means everybody who's gonna miss $3 out of their bank account. Nobody's
Nobody.
gonna go, you know what? I would have been fine this month if it weren't for that damn $2.99.
You're talking to teachers, Mike, and we miss it.
Oh, do
dearly.
you?
We miss it dearly.
maybe,
That's
maybe.
an
I
overdraft
don't know.
charge for me. I don't know about you.
But you know what I mean. $2.99, and it's all inclusive. Like everything is included. You get all the bonus episode, all the bonus features, and it should be a way better deal for everyone. Plus, we have the merch store that we still are adding stuff to. So fantastic.
If I may brag a little bit,
Yeah, go right ahead.
went on a little staycation this weekend.
Oh, did you?
Yep, and went over to this Wild Florida exhibit that they had at the Gaylord Palms, and the guy was standing there with a snake and a gator.
I haven't seen the Wild Florida exhibit, but I love the Gaylord Palms.
Yeah.
The Gaylord Palms is an awesome, awesome resort.
Very affordable for teachers too, 30% off.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
I'm going to need your email so I can. confirm
It's
that.
you got to show the thing when you check in.
Oh, son of a-
I know,
You're
I
coming
know.
with us to the hotel.
But here's the thing, man. The Wild Florida exhibit was right there, and I was checking in, or I was showing the guy, and the kids were there, my kids and everything, and he was like, he goes, want a quick picture? I was like, yeah, sure. And he goes, can we use my phone now too? And I was like, yeah, sure, man. So I took a quick picture with his phone, and I was like, is that for the website or something? He goes, no. He goes, you're Devin Siebold, man. I'm a huge fan. And I was like,
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool.
I was like, that's cool. So anyways, I deserve to be on Ellen, and Ellen's starting up, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Well, that's good. Do you want to play a little game of Is Devin on Ellen?
We can,
All
yeah,
right,
because
why
I mean,
not?
her first episode is today.
It's coming up?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's play.
Get ready, folks. It's time for everyone's favorite game. Let's play Is Devin on Ellen?
So, hey, Devin, are you on Ellen?
No.
And that was Is Devin on Ellen?
Wow.
One day.
Fantastic game show. Everybody's favorite game show.
There's a negative sentiment around her too, because everybody's like, "Oh, she treats her people bad and this and
Yeah.
that." I mean, I'll go on record and say, I worked with Kalen Allen,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and Kalen Allen, he said, "Oh, Ellen's on me," because at the time Ellen was mad at him for something. He's like, "Ellen got on me, man. She came at me pretty hard. Apparently, she did, have some tough love." And he
Oh,
goes,
wow.
and I remember myself and the other people that were there. Somebody goes, "Oh, is Ellen like mean?" He goes, "No, man." He goes, "She's demanding because it's her product." And
Yeah,
she
that's
wants
exactly
she wants
what it is.
110% from everybody at all times. And he goes, and he said, "I'll be honest." He goes, I thought about it, and I was only at like 80%. He goes, "I was getting a little comfortable."
Yeah.
And she got on me, and he goes, "Now it's much better."
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I still say that if her name is on it, it's the Ellen DeGeneres show.
you're gonna want 110% from everybody
Exactly.
around you.
Yeah, exactly. It's her name on the product. So.
Yeah. Do you have a teach the teacher? For
I
us
do
today?
have a Teach the Teacher.
Let's do a teach the teacher.
All right.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
Hey, teachers,
I have but one question for you.
think you have what it takes to pass?
Can you attend my class?
It's time for Teach the Teacher.
All right, I've got a really fun Teach the Teacher for you guys today. I don't know if you guys know this, but the virtual Emmys took place over the weekend.
Oh yes, yes, I tuned in.
Yeah.
Oh, I
and
did not. I didn't
After 40 years, Eddie Murphy finally got an Emmy.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's
Really?
good for him.
for
Yeah.
SNL.
Yeah, not for ever actually being on and being part of the cast of SNL, but for actually the episode that he hosted when he came back. That was the one
Right.
that he got it for. So today I have a Teach the Teacher that is all Eddie Murphy movies. Now,
Ooh.
obviously, he never would have won an Emmy for any of these, but maybe he could have won an Oscar or something like that.
Right.
So these are all Eddie Murphy movies. What I'm going to do...
Greg, I look back at him, and he just had a stare like, I've lost.
I've already lost. It's
Yeah.
already over.
He doesn't look like the biggest Eddie Murphy aficionado.
Well, these should be really easy. I mean, some of them not so much. I've got 16 of these, and what we're going to do is...
He was in
I will
16
give you...
movies?
Oh, he was in way more than
I
that.
know.
Yeah. But
And this was in... Think about this. He stopped for like the past 10,
did.
15 years.
he did. Yeah,
That's because
yeah,
he's got 19 kids.
Yeah.
He had to take care of some business.
Right. So I've got this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the synopsis, and this is according to like the plot synopsis of according to IMDb.com. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll read you the plot synopsis, and then what we'll do is whoever lashes out or says it first, yells it out first, will get the point. All right. Sound good?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Number 1, an extremely pampered African prince travels to Queens.
Coming to America.
Oh, that was
Greg. I'll
Greg.
give it to
Greg got it. Number 2, a freewheeling Detroit cop pursuing a murder.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, that was Devin, I think.
I was right on top
yeah.
of that one. Yeah.
Number 3, a snobbish investor and a wily street con
Nothing
artist.
to lose?
Nope.
Oh, no. I know
Street
that
con
one.
artist.
Trading Places.
Yeah.
Trading Places. There we go. Devin got it. Number 4, a mean lord exiles fairy tale creatures to the swamp of a grumpy ogre. Shrek. Devin with 3 against 1 to 1. Number 5, a comedy and rap pioneer proves naysayers wrong when his hilarious, obscene kung fu fighting alter ego becomes a 1970s blaxploitation phenomenon.
Black Dynamite.
Nope.
It's
Close.
Yeah, you are close. It's something Dynamite.
It's not Dynamite.
Oh, Dolomite.
Dolomite.
Yeah.
There it is.
Shit, I couldn't remember.
All right. Well, sorry about that air horn. We're going to keep going. Number 6, a grossly overweight yet good-hearted...
Nutty Professor.
There it is. Man. Come on, Greg.
Shut up.
Number 7, a mild-mannered guy who is married to a monstrous
Dr.
woman.
Dolittle.
No.
The Clumps.
Nope. Meets the woman of his dreams and is schemed
Words or less.
to find a way to be with her. A mild-mannered guy.
1,000 Words?
Nope. This is one of his worst movies.
It's not Pluto.
Pluto.
Nash.
No.
We both said
It is Norbit. Nobody got
Norbit.
that.
Oh.
A hard-nosed cop reluctantly teams up
Metro.
Reluctantly teams up with
Beverly
a
Hills Cop 2.
No, wisecracking criminal
Beverly Hills Cop 3.
temporarily paroled to him in order to track down a killer. A hard-nosed cop.
Oh, 48 Hours.
There it is. Greg finally back on the
I
board.
forgot about that one.
A trio of black female soul singers cross over the pop charts in the early 1960s, facing their own personal struggles along the way.
Dreamgirls?
Dreamgirls it is. We're going to keep going despite that air horn. Stupid air horn. Number
And where'd
10.
you find this villainous music?
When a desperate movie producer fails to get a major star for his bargain basement film, he decides to shoot the film secretly around him.
Damn it.
Star
Steve Martin. God.
Nobody-
Bowfinger.
It is Bowfinger. Greg with the
Damn
last
it.
second answer.
I forgot about that movie.
Number 11, a private detective specializing in missing children is charged with the task of finding a
Golden
special-
Child.
Yes.
Ooh.
Look at Greg making a comeback. It's now 6-4, Devin. Number 12, in 1932, two strangers are wrongfully convicted and develop a strong friendship in prison that lasts them through
Brothers.
the 20th century. Nope.
Golly. I can
3,
see the cover of the
2,
I
DVD.
know, I did too.
1. It's called Life.
Oh,
Life.
damn it, I know Martin Lawrence.
Next one, two men get laid off and have to become stay-at-home dads when they can't find jobs. They instead
Daddy Daycare.
It is Daddy Daycare. Ooh, Greg's within 1. We're looking at 6-5. Devin is still
Is this
ahead
the
right
last
now,
one?
but holding. No, we got 3 more. A veterinarian discovers his
Dr. Dolittle.
It is
You
Dr.
son
Dolittle.
of a
Now he
bitch.
jumps on it. Let's see here. Number 15. During the 1930s, a New York City illegal gambling house owner and his associates must deal with strong competition.
Harlem Nights.
It is Harlem Nights. Greg taking a last-minute lead, just like the Cowboys.
This last one's worth 5 points.
A successful executive and womanizer finds his lifestyle choices have turned back on him when his new female boss turns out to be an even bigger deviant than he is. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was Boomerang.
Boomerang.
Boomerang. Let's see what the final tally is. We have here Devin with 6, Greg with 7. He is the winner, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you take them? Did you subtract when he answered wrong? You were supposed to subtract when he answered wrong. That's okay. We'll listen back and we'll just adjust the score accordingly. And
that was pretty good. You guys got. I mean, you got what? 13 out of the 16. You only missed 3.
Greg,
so, yeah, not too shabby.
Greg, you won.
You did win.
So I'm gonna let you do your segment today.
Awesome.
Yeah. Normally, I just it's for this or I don't know, but today you get your segment. You earned it, buddy. It's time for D-Hall with the Angry Texan.
If you thought the 1980s classic The Breakfast Club was a documentary on your life,
Well, here we are.
then this next segment is for you. You're off to detention with the Angry Texan.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
That's you, Greg.
Gentlemen,
Your turn. It's your turn.
how
Does he go from answering quick questions to a 5-second delay? Gentlemen.
He's probably still scrolling through his phone.
No, I was actually looking right at you.
Oh, all right. What's up?
Have y'all ever gotten in trouble for passing a note?
Yeah, back in the day, for sure. I did do the footballs, the flicking them.
Right, Mike Lee.
Yeah, of course.
What about planning like like the word's getting out, like Tommy and Johnny are gonna fight behind the buses and notes are getting passed. And,
We never got in trouble for anything like that, but
I did.
Oh, you did?
Well, not that, but I got in trouble for the contents of the note.
Oh yeah, the content of the note.
Yeah.
Oh man, did I ever tell you about the poem I wrote on the wall? I didn't.
Do you know what the poem is?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you memorized.
Oh yeah, it was open house. I'm almost certain
Maybe.
I told you this story.
I think
but
so.
Maybe not with Greg around. I'll tell it one more time. It's a very quick story. It was open house, and we were all supposed to write a poem to put up on the walls for the parents to read in the hallway. And I wrote, Jack and Jill went up the hill to smoke a little leaf. Jack got high and popped his fly, and Jill said, "Where's the beef?"
And that's why you got the alternative high school.
Yeah, and I didn't know what I was writing.
No.
I just heard it on the playground, and thought it was funny, and so I put it in the poem that I had to write.
I wrote the lyrics to a song by Korn.
Yes.
It's literally titled "The C Word," and See
you next Tuesday?
That's mild compared to what's in the song.
Oh, no.
And I wrote them and sent them over to my friend and kept that note in my pocket. My mom checked my pants at the end of the day. And there it was.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, especially because it was a week before I was going to see Korn live. And my mom's like, "Is this what I'm sending you to see?" And I'm like,
"You're not going to see
yes.
this."
So, I mean, yeah, it is.
So why do you ask, Greg?
Well, I've in my days, I remember that there's been interceptions of messages. Parents find out like, "Hey, I hear there's a party this weekend somewhere." Well, somebody reminded me that happened here in Polk County, but it was real bad. And it was in 2019, Devin. Do you remember this?
No.
This interception, it was like the greatest Deion Sanders interception of a teacher's career. Like they intercepted something and it made them a hero.
Oh, yeah.
These middle school
what was it?
Well, these two middle school students in Avon Park. Is the story starting to ring a bell, Devin?
Kind of. Was it a bomb plot or like a murder plot? Or
Yeah,
something?
murder plot.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
What?
And they had tons of people on their list, and I'd never seen anything from Grady Judd even saying a peep about this story. But I dug it up, and because my buddy that lives over in Lake Wales had said, "Hey, dude, you ought to mention that. That's an ultimate D-Hall." And I was like, "That's more than D-Hall, bro. That's like kids going to juvenile hall. It's like a much bigger D-Hall. It's you don't go home to your parents." They had people on their list, like kids
That they were going to kill?
Yeah, other students, teachers, I don't know. Apparently, there were a couple goth chicks.
Wow.
But I was just sitting there thinking, what if you were on the list? You know what I mean?
Oh, where would you be if you were on the list? Yeah.
I would bring that teacher an apple every day. Like, thank you. I found out I was on the list. I just want to thank
Teacher
you.
Appreciation Week's different for that one.
For real.
Yeah. Ugh.
So I started reflecting, and I was like, I don't think I've ever done anything this bad.
I don't remember anything like that when we were in school.
I had a list of me and my buddies would pass a list like, hey, these are 5 dudes that I cannot stand.
Yeah, did you remember the book Slam Book?
No, what was
You don't know what Slam Book is?
Never heard of it.
You ever seen Mean Girls?
Well, kind of.
Yeah, but they have literal slam books where everybody just passes it around and you write insults, like things that you hate about other people.
Oh, really?
It's all like anonymous.
That's just obviously mean.
Yeah,
that's just awful.
It was
Why
before
would they allow
Facebook.
that?
Now we just do it in public.
Yeah, well, at least then you'd have the cojones to say who it is and who you're talking about.
Yeah, or just go on Xbox Live and cuss out children like me and Greg would do.
Yeah,
that's the easiest way to do it. I mean,
that's what you do. Yeah, that's what you do on Xbox Live.
I told you about the time that I know Greg knows this story. By the way. My drumming.
No.
I never told you. Do you remember this story, Greg?
Yes.
When I went to drumming on Xbox Live and I did verses. I was like, man, I'm pretty good at this drumming on Rock Band. I got this.
Yeah.
And I remember I set it up, put on my headphones, getting ready, and I did a verses where somebody else plays like a rhythm.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you play rhythm, and I lost.
Those
and I'll never forget, Mike, the most embarrassing moment of my damn life. I mean, I about threw my Xbox out the window.
Yeah.
I lost, and it says player 2 wins or whatever, and I was like, damn it. And all of a sudden I hear through my headphones, I won! Mom, I won! And then she comes in the room, she goes, you finally won! And he goes, I can't believe I won! And I was like, am I that effing bad? And they're celebrating on the end. She's like, you finally did it! How long has this been? And I'm like, this is the first day. This is his first day. There was a lag or something. And I was like and he's just, he's 5 and he's just celebrating it. And I was like, yeah, I'm done with online. I don't like doing this. I was literally yelling at him. I'm number 50 in the world in Call of Duty. Shut up, kid. I will murder you virtually in Call of Duty if you jump online.
Oh my god!
But I was so
hilarious.
mad. Yeah, they were celebrating.
Wow.
And I was terrible. Apparently.
That is terrible. I'm sorry that happened.
I remember I told you what to say next time that happened.
I don't, Greg.
No, don't repeat it. Do not repeat it. Do not repeat it.
Because that will get you in D Hall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is that the end of your D Hall?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, there we go.
We
All
don't-
right.
Yeah, those kids are still incarcerated. So
Are they really?
Yeah.
Holy
when you make
moly,
a kind of a threat like that, you just don't come away from that.
No.
Not in Grady Judd's town.
Oh gosh, that's why he didn't talk about it, because it was a note and he had to read it. He can't read it. All right, Mike. I think it's time for Teachers in the News. I got a long one today, but before we get into that, let's talk about the Great Courses Plus.
If you could be an expert in any topic, what would it be? Well, the good news is you don't have to choose just one thanks to thegreatcoursesplus.com. The Great Courses Plus has thousands of informative, engaging lectures that you can stream from the comfort of your own home.
There are literally hundreds of different subjects to choose from. I myself just started playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider on Xbox One, and it is all about awesome Mayan culture. And it was so lifelike that I decided I wanted to learn about the realness, what was behind that, and exploring the Mayan world is actually a course on the Great Courses Plus, and it has 8 different lectures that have the most beautiful cinematography and amazing information for all the backstory that I want.
I just started checking out how digital technology shapes us. It's one of my favorite things that I just recently got really interested because I don't know if you've seen this, Devin. There's a Netflix documentary about the social dilemma and how it shapes our world. And this is how digital technology in general shapes our world, how our brain experiences it, how that experience alters the brain, new media shortening our attention span, your screen time's impact and what that impact is on kids. It's really, really interesting to learn all of this stuff that we think is so great for us, how it can also be harmful.
Right.
It's a great course. There's 24 lectures. You got to check it out, thegreatcoursesplus.com.
Yeah, the Great Courses Plus gives you access to professors and excerpts from top universities and institutions around the world. So no matter the subject, you're receiving high quality, reliable information from every course. Even download the Great Courses Plus app to learn on your own time on any device.
Yeah, I watch it on my Apple TV in the living room, and you could do too. All you have to do is head to thegreatcoursesplus.com, but here's something special just for you. They're offering our listeners a full month of access to the entire library for absolutely free. Devin, tell them how they get it.
You got to go to thegreatcoursesplus.com/CIMC. That's CIMC for crying in my car. Remember, thegreatcoursesplus.com/CIMC.
We combed the headlines for you
Oh yeah, baby.
and came up with this. It's time for Teachers in the News.
All right, a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff because a lot of craziness is happening. First off, I want to give a shout out to our substitute teachers out there. Everybody's talking about the teachers, and I believe substitutes deserve some love, man, because they're doing the same job that teachers are having to do. Filling in. Most of the time, they're filling in when there's quarantine.
Okay.
And, and then they're getting bounced around from room to room. I was reading about the substitute teacher in Texas, and she was talking about her day. She said that all these students have returned to the classroom. She said that she spends every single day just bouncing around. She'll monitor students in a specific campus learning environment they have for like a study hall. She does extra instructional support. She supports students who are turned in online and in the classroom when the teacher was instructing both students. She fills in for every single thing. She says that the entire day is just jumping around the entire campus, filling in where there's all these vacancies because there's not enough teachers, there's not enough substitutes to cover for them. And the substitutes that are out there doing it for, especially in this county, do you realize what they pay?
How much?
Guess.
$10 an hour.
About.
Really?
Yep.
Really? That's it?
That's it.
$10 an hour.
It's
Wow.
$80 a day. You're there for 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
Is that not terrible?
Yeah, that's pretty
Lame.
bad. That is pretty bad. But again, I mean, we've had this conversation before. They don't have to do everything that a teacher does.
A lot of them do.
You think?
I mean, it just depends. Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends.
But
on the teacher.
I will say, I commend those that have to come in and have to do their
$10
thing.
an hour.
Yeah, it's a
And
good
the-
thing. It's a good thing that you're doing for our children. And we believe that the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Can't we throw up a tip bucket or something? I mean,
No.
A virtual tip bucket?
Yeah,
And Devin's like, no.
I mean, I book bands all the time. I pay the bands, but then they got their tip bucket on stage, and I'm just like,
Yeah. Do you do a virtual tip bucket, Greg? Do you do like a virtual thing for your bartenders and or like performers?
No, but that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, it's
I'm
actually
sure
not a
they
bad
actually.
idea.
I think a couple of them do have it on their website though.
Nice.
By the way, I'd like to mention, this is little teachers in the news, but it's more of a personal beef that I have.
Okay.
Our union here in the county that I teach in Florida is currently negotiating, and I want to fill you gentlemen in on a little bit of the info. So you remember that big hubbub of Governor DeSantis signing a new thing, every starting teacher making $47,500.
Yeah, dude, he made a big deal about it.
Oh, yeah.
It was
teacher.
all over the news.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So they've came down to negotiations, and in big bold print, Polk County will not get a starting base salary of $47,500.
What?
Yep, they were not given enough money. Apparently the state said we are going to raise your pay, and then shorted us on the check. And so the starting pay,
how does that happen?
starting salary is moving up half of that, $43,500. So they're shorting them $4,000 per teacher that was supposed to get the bump. The raises for everybody else is around 1% raise, which was down from 2 to 3% that we were proposing for. And get this, Mike, they are requesting that all non-teacher personnel take a pay cut of around $4,000 to $5,000. Media center, reading coaches, coaches on the field, anybody, PE, all that stuff. If you're not a classroom teacher, they're cutting your pay by $5,000.
They're definitely cutting it, or they're requesting that everybody takes one.
No, the district has said that that's their proposal.
Oh my God!
Is that not insane?
That's some douchebaggery at its finest.
Yep, and apparently that's what they are wanting to do. They have our union proposed X number for the salary. They came back and said, not only do we not want to give you any money whatsoever, we want to cut money for several of you.
So who's doing this? Is this the union is negotiating with the district?
And the district is coming back saying nope,
and saying no? Wow,
nothing.
Wow.
Yep, nothing at
Well,
all.
just remember that next time it comes time to vote, get those people out of there.
Unbelievable. And it's just unbelievable to see these contracts the way they're handling it, which, by the way, we'll get to something later on, which you sent me today, that kind of reinforces that. Iowa teacher, now, Mike.
What happened?
Mike.
What is it?
If this is not a story that's going to piss you off, I read this and I was like, Mike's going to fume on this one. Iowa teacher put on leave after pretend you are a slave assignment.
Oh, boy.
Sounds horrific.
It does sound horrific.
A Iowa State teacher was placed on leave after putting the following question on a test. Think very, very carefully about what your life would be like as a slave in 1865. You can read or write. You can't read or write, and you have never been off the plantation that you work on. What would you do when you hear the news that you are free? What factors would play into this decision that you make?
I mean, it seems like a critical thinking exercise, but also a very, so touchy. So what happened? Why is it touchy?
It sounds like a logical. I honestly want to say that happened to me in school. Honestly,
there's so many teachers that propose questions like that. Put yourself in the shoes. Empathy. We're trying to create, visualization of you.
I
in
see.
But
in that respect, absolutely. No, I feel like I said, it sounds like a critical, a good critical thinking exercise.
Pretend in
My
your
question
mind.
is what? But I could see where other people would be like, "What the hell are you doing?" Especially with white kids. Some people in the African American and black community would say, don't even try.
But don't you want to learn about it? Don't you want everybody to experience it? I mean, me, I think
I don't want everybody to experience it.
in your mind, you experience history.
Yeah, I know.
It just makes zero sense to me, because when you do any of this stuff, the reason that we have, like, if I taught the Holocaust, the reason I would have firsthand accounts of people telling us about what the Holocaust is like is because I want the students to imagine what the hell the Holocaust was like.
Sure,
but I want to put them in the position in their mind of, okay, what did the guards go through? What did the people that were in internment camps? What did the people that were in the concentration camps? What about the people that were in the ghettos?
Sure.
I mean, to me,
here's my question though. Like, why was the teacher suspended? Did the school just a preemptive knee-jerk reaction?
A high school parent said her daughter was so upset about the assignment. A high school parent told her daughter she was so upset about the assignment that she couldn't bring herself to answer the question.
And do we know if that was an African American student or a white student?
It does not say.
It doesn't say?
No.
Because that's what I'm worried about is would it be offensive? Like, if
I just think
I'm trying to put myself in
now.
Hold on, let me
treading.
finish. I'm trying to put myself, like you're saying, in the shoes of like a black student, right?
Right.
And I'm living my life, and I'm trying to live my life, and then all of a sudden I go to class one day, and they say, I want everybody to think about what it would be like for a slave. Now all of a sudden everybody's looking at me and going,
Why would they
you
look
used to
at
be
you?
slaves. Your people used to be slaves. And it kind of puts you in an awkward position, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
And if that child was black and was very uncomfortable by that question, then I can understand why. That's what I was saying, is it could be seen as a touchy subject, a very touchy way. If it was a white kid going, I'm very uncomfortable by this, I don't know.
I just think some of the most uncomfortable subjects are the ones that need to be addressed the most.
Sure.
I think that we need to address things, the elephants in the room, and go, okay, this is exactly what this was like, and was it ancestors? Yes. Now, don't point out a kid specifically.
Right. That's what I'm saying, is where she could be walking a fine line. But nobody's doing it
specifically. They're just saying this is what it was like for the slaves in 1865. Imagine what it was like in 1865. I don't know. I just can't see that anything's too wrong with that question. I don't know.
The title of it is also kind of off-putting. I mean, immediately.
Oh, the title of the article
is that the title of the article?
Yeah.
Or the title of the
article,
exercise?
Mike. That's the media.
Okay.
I will tell you right now, I am as left-leaning as it possibly gets, but I do not like sensationalism in media.
Yeah,
I just hate it.
Yeah, that title of what the exercise sounded like, it was titled "Pretend to be a Slave Day" or whatever. Sounds awful.
Pretend you are a slave assignment. That's not what it says. It says think carefully about what your life would be like as a slave in 1865.
Right. And that's teaching history, because those that don't know history are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah, of course.
That's why
absolutely.
you teach the Holocaust. That's why you teach why slavery is wrong.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the question. The question, I think, is a very good critical thinking question, but it's the idea of, again, you just don't know how people are going to react today.
I thought you'd be on the other side of this.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's something
That
that,
I would-
has to
that I
happen.
would-
That it's the PC police and this and that. And yeah.
No, I mean, I do hate the PC police, but that's what it is. I mean, like working in radio or even on this podcast, you have to be careful of what you say and who you
History,
say
though,
it to,
does
man.
not deserve political correctness, because then we start taking stuff out that needs to be in there that everybody needs to know about and how harsh it was. I think that, honestly,
Well,
things like Christopher Columbus, we sit here and we go, oh, but you taught Columbus was so nice and this and that, and he was a rapist and a murderer. Okay. But then you, in your class, go, Columbus was a rapist and murderer. Why are you telling my child that he was a rapist? He doesn't need to know what rape was. You shouldn't talk about rape. What if somebody else was raped?
Yeah.
No, you just told me I have to tell him the way it is.
Yeah.
That's where I come off is history is harsh.
It is harsh.
Sucks.
100% agree.
So let's hit it head on. That's
So
my
with
feelings.
what you're saying, do you agree with? There's been articles in the news recently of taking out books that use the N-word in them.
Yeah, I don't think that that's necessary.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is either.
And I
but-
know that I'm a white guy talking about this, and
Sure.
I probably sound incredibly ignorant, but I think that just history, and this is the one thing, one hill I'll die on. I am totally for free speech and uncensoring everything.
Yeah.
110%. If it hurts, offends, okay, let's teach it.
Right.
Let's
Yeah.
teach about it. That's the thing, is we're forgetting that we're teachers and that teaching is the way out of this stuff.
Sure.
Just addressing it and going, oh, this is the way it was, is going to cause problems.
More problems, yeah.
If you say this is the way it was because of this, and this is how people talked, and this is how this, and this is why it's wrong now, and add on and make it a teachable moment, fine. That's where we're forgetting, is that there's teachable moments here, and we're taking these books and we're putting them into a fire, and we're going, oh, that we'll never see that again.
Yeah,
but then
I
when
totally-
the
I
moment comes
couldn't
up
agree with
again,
you more
people
on
don't
this.
know how to react to it,
Yeah.
and they can't understand it. Anyways.
Yeah. No, I totally. Well, no, dude, you're 100% right, because every time this subject comes up, I say, what are we doing? We can't go back and erase history. But see, oh man,
It's just teachable moments that are
There are. Okay, so that said, and this is gonna get you, because I know what you're going to say, and I feel the same way that you do. Know that. But if we can say that about books that have the N-word in it and things like that, it's a teachable moment. It should be there because history's harsh, and then we use that to explain to our children why that's wrong and why it was bad and what the times were like then. Then with using that same argument, could you not use that same argument on leaving a Confederate statue in a public park?
Oh yeah, you could, and you could have things there and say but that's the thing, is you think that they're trying to rewrite history when you put new plaques there that say this is, by the way, a treasonous traitor against the United.
exactly.
I mean, but nobody wants that plaque on there.
Yeah.
Instead, they just fight for the other way, and go.
Yeah.
But it's, unfortunately, there's dual histories there.
Exactly, and I feel like there is a place for all of that stuff. A history museum. I don't like the idea of a Confederate statue in the middle of a park that I'm enjoying. But if there are going to be there, you parents can use it as a teachable moment and say, this is a statue of so and so Confederate general or insert officer here. And say, here's why this was bad, and this is what they were fighting for, and whatnot. Unfortunately, though, they're not wanting to do that, and I can see that because they're not going to change the plaque, just like you said. They're not going to change the plaque and say, Robert E. Lee murdered thousands of Americans in fighting to keep slaves in chains. You know what I mean? They're never going to do that.
Right.
So,
Now, I do want to say, I know some of you are probably frantically Googling. It's cryinginmycar@gmail.com. That's where you send your hate mail to. And I'll say it again. I'll die on that hill. I just think free speech is there, and I'll even go forward with I just think free speech is just something that we need to address. Free speech does not mean that obviously there's not freedom of consequences, but free speech should mean that if people say stuff, they have the right to say it. They have the right to
they have the right to voice their opinion.
Exactly. People also have the right to counter that and give their own opinions and also provide context to it, and we can put asterisks on things and things like that. But I just don't think erasing things is the way to go. I mean, that's why we have in the Constitution, I pull up the Constitution in my book, and I'll tell you right now, there's lines marked out of it. Why? Because those amendments were repealed. And why did they leave it in there then? I always tell my students, why is that still in there, but aligns through it?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't apply anymore. Okay, why didn't we just erase why didn't we just throw out that amendment, ball it up, and throw it into the fire and never?
Oh, that's a good way to teach
the
them,
reason
yeah.
is because we now know it didn't work.
Right.
Repealing prohibition, for example, didn't work. So we line through it and we go, well, we tried that before, it didn't work. So let's, it was a teachable moment.
What was it? The 19th Amendment was the repeal of the prohibition, or was that the prohibition? Whichever way.
Yeah.
But if you have the repeal of the prohibition, and you just erased it, then everybody would be like, what is this even referring to?
Later on, people can go, hey, we got a problem with alcohol here. We should do something about it.
What did we? Well, but they would look at they would read the Constitution in the order, and they would get to that repeal, and they would go, wait a minute, what is this even referring to? Because there was nothing to go back and look at and go, oh yeah, I see where it repealed this one.
And there's lines through it. Open any history book, lines through it, not erased, lines through it. Okay.
But these kind of conversations are exactly what we should be promoting.
Moving on.
Moving on.
The teaching assistant at Sugar Mill Elementary in Florida died. COVID-19. And not only that, update was posted. Her brother died of COVID-19 the day after.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine losing two, if you're the parent, two
that's
children
pretty
to
awful.
COVID-19? I saw actually yesterday 2 other people died of COVID-19 that I knew. And it's just crazy. But the interesting thing is the district has downplayed it and said, oh, she went to a funeral and that's probably where she got it.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Anyways.
we have a friend in the hospital right now, Chris English.
Yeah, I know. He's recovering, though. He is recovering.
They always recover and then get bad. That's the part that I hate. Is sometimes you see, I'm walking again, and then next day, R.I.P.
That's exactly what he did. He got up one day and went and shaved. His daughter was posting about it, and then the next day he was like back in ICU.
It's so weird. I mean, it's a
I didn't see any
roller
of that.
coaster. Teachers are complaining that parents are appearing behind students in online classrooms half-dressed, smoking, or drinking.
Yeah. I remember I sent you that message. That's a skit idea, bro. That is hilarious.
Yeah, proper clothing reminders have been sent out. Apparently, teachers said they've been seeing parents in their drawers. I don't know how you say
drawers.
Drawers.
Yeah.
Their bras and pretty much anything
draws
and everything
and the bras,
else.
yeah.
And some will be smoking joints. Some will.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One says,
party on, Wayne.
One says the joints have been as big as cigars.
Oh,
well.
Oh my!
I know. So, anyways, teachers have reached out, sharing many experiences with shirtless fathers drinking before noon in the background. That's you, Mike. I was about to say, does Mike have a kid that's in?
Way to go, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the shoe pits. Yeah.
All right. Hey, John, this is another one that I completely disagree with. John Carroll, private school. Wait, hold on. Maybe not a private school. It's a school in Bel Air. It doesn't say if it's private or not. John Carroll School has fired a teacher after on Facebook she posted a picture of her flicking off a Pence Trump bumper sticker. She posted a picture of it, and apparently a teacher posted that on her own social media of her flicking off a Trump-Pence bumper sticker.
Yeah, sure.
And apparently they started a change.org petition and got 1,500 signatures of people that probably had nothing to do with the school whatsoever, because change.org is public, to get her fired. And apparently they said that they fired her.
Really? They fired her just because she flipped off a Trump-Pence sticker?
And apparently she's suing.
Wow.
First Amendment.
Should.
I'll tell you right now, middle finger is First Amendment. It is protected.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't think they're going to have a leg to stand on this one, but I wouldn't fire him for flicking off Trump-Pence. I wouldn't fire him off for flicking off Biden, whatever.
Harris,
Harris, whatever.
Yeah, there's so many teachers also that post way worse online,
Yeah.
But apparently somebody took issue with
Was it on her private page or her public page that students could see?
Private page.
Private page.
Yep.
Okay, well then, they don't have a leg to stand on.
1,500 signatures from people that probably just saw the situation. Oh, let me sign this.
Yeah.
They must fire it.
It's stupid. Yeah. Cancel culture.
Yep. A Rock Hill teacher is accused of bringing her political beliefs into the classroom, and they are asking for her to be fired or reprimanded.
Oh, boy.
Apparently, on the first day, she told the class when they asked her that she plans to kneel during the national anthem during a discussion that they had on police reform in her class. So she said that she would be kneeling during the national anthem at school functions.
she's planning on kneeling at the national anthem, and she told her class that, and now
during a discussion on police reform.
And now the parents are wanting her fired.
Yep, they said that they want her fired, and apparently she said it was in reference of a discussion on George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and they said that that politics don't need to be in the classroom. Which, by the way, I'm sorry, but the death of 2 people and kneeling for black rights is, to me, not political, even though it is political, but it isn't. And I know that sounds crazy, but you're kneeling for people that
for human rights.
Yeah, for human rights.
Yeah,
I don't. And that's the thing is, people kneel and you go, "Oh, Trump, Biden, blah blah." No, I'm kneeling not for politics. You know,
right?
That's the thing is we've aligned it with it, and I get that the alignment's there, but apparently this teacher said that that's what she would do. And guess where it is, by the way?
Texas,
South Carolina.
Oh yeah,
always South Carolina.
Wow.
All right.
I would have expected something like that out of Texas as well, though.
Now, that's the teachers in the news. Do you guys got anything to add, by the way? Okay.
No.
All right, I got one more thing that we're going to do real quick.
I have one little thing.
Oh, what's that, Greg?
One of our fans, a big fan out in West Texas, Joe Richards, is recovering from a heart attack. And she listens to us, and it's one of the things that keeps her going. So, shout out to Joe.
Awesome. Hopefully.
Keep kicking, Froggy. You're doing good.
Good to see recovery. You know, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of health problems going on in the world. By the way, side note, before I get into this last part, why the, and excuse my French, why the F do I have dental insurance if they're just going to cost me $70 a month, and then I get up to $500 worth of coverage, but yet a doctor's visit to the dentist is like $50. Like I don't know why I'm like, if I add up how much I pay like $900 a freaking year for this stupid dental insurance.
Yeah,
and it doesn't cover anything beyond. I mean, you get such a discounted rate just buying the visit.
I don't know. I mean, why?
Dental insurance makes no sense to me.
The only thing that you would need it for, like when I had to have an implant, you know, one of my front teeth is a fake tooth. I had to have it implanted when I was like 18 or 19, and that cost like $2,000.
This covers up to $500. So anything I get, I only get $500 worth of freaking credit on it. So anything over $500, I have to pay out of pocket.
Did they also give you a subscription to Highlight Magazine?
No, they didn't.
That sounds like an awful plan.
It
whatever
does,
you got,
but it's like the high plan. It's Delta Dental. Screw them. Screw Polk County.
If you're paying $70 a month, so you're paying over $800 a month, $840 a month, or a year rather. You're paying $840 a year, and
for $500 of coverage.
Well, maybe if you had bad teeth, it would be a good deal. Like if you needed braces or if you needed infrequent visits because of that, maybe it would
I got to
be a good
read
deal.
the fine print. I'm getting screwed.
Like it's like for me, like I'm a fairly healthy person, and I have this like Cadillac insurance plan at work. They call it a Cadillac insurance plan because it covers a lot.
You're the size of the Cadillac.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, but no, it covers a lot.
Yeah,
but I pay a lot out of each paycheck to do it. And I've worked there for 10 years, and I've only ever done like regular checkup doctor visits, which are like $100.
And the second you cancel or downgrade, you need it.
Yeah, like, exactly. So it's like it's exactly what it's supposed to be, a safety net. So,
anyways, all right. You sent me something, Mike, and I wanted to go over it with you.
Okay.
The 2020 best and worst states for teachers. And I read this, and first off, I looked at it and I said, "Well, lies." And secondly, you want to take Greg? Take a guess. The number one state for teachers to work. Did you read it, by the way?
I read some of it, not all of it. Yeah.
Number one state, Greg.
I would say Alaska.
Washington. Alaska's way down there, by the way. Well, hold on, maybe not.
Because don't they pay you $10,000 to live in Alaska or some crap?
I don't know. But Washington has a lot of really good benefits for living there. They have very high wages and stuff. They're doing well. I like Washington State, but anyways,
it's a volcanic region. Of course,
it is. They'll all die soon, so it's really just a trade-off. But Florida is ranked on this best states and worst states. It is ranked number 31.
Oh,
wrong.
But what I don't get, and I tried to read this. It says that some states they're paid fairly better and protected against the current pandemic. Some states have a revolving door of teacher turnover. I just don't understand when I'm reading all this how Florida is ranked so high, because everybody I know is quitting.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I mean, if you go onto our county's website, it's just endless opportunities of people that are open. Miami just fired K-12 for having their virtual go wrong.
Oh, no.
And if I look at the lowest annual salaries adjusted for cost of living, Florida's 50th. So we have the lowest salary of any of the states, kind of, except for Maine. But obviously, I think that 51, I'm guessing they have Puerto Rico in here.
Yeah, either Puerto Rico or
District of Columbia.
Yeah, Washington, D.C.
Yeah, so anyways, District of Columbia is in there, and so we are ranked 50th out of cost of living lowest annual salaries in the entire nation.
Florida is.
Dude,
Dude, I bet it would be awesome to go to high school in D.C. do history classes like, well, we're going to see the Constitution.
We also have a largely red state, and most of them have gotten away with doing away with mask mandates and everything. I didn't even read for you guys, Mike. I didn't even read for you guys one of the stories on here. There was a story where in a county, I want to say it was in South Carolina too, that a teacher died from COVID.
Yeah.
But get this, Mike. They had 15 cases in a single school, and the state health mandate was to be followed that if you had 15 or more cases, you shut down school.
Mm-hmm.
The district overrode the health mandate and decided to keep going with the school. 70 cases a week later, and a teacher dies.
Oh,
could you
my
not?
God.
And this
how,
is the
how
thing.
is their family not suing them?
That's what I would do. I would sue the absolute hell out of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, but then get this. The county said, okay, sorry about that. We'll shut it down for 2 weeks. And then somebody said, okay, good idea. So they shut down the school finally. After requests to shut it down previously were denied, they shut it down finally. And then they published a thing saying that when they return, they've altered the mandate for 15 people. Now it's no particular numbers. So now they can go over 15 without looking bad.
That's
I mean,
good.
I want to walk into some of these
Not
district offices and just literally just slam my fist on the desk and be like, what the F are you doing?
What are you doing? I know.
So anyways, Florida ranked. I think, honestly, I would love to see a states ranked for worst teachers compared to internationally, where places like in Australia, where they shut down the schools if they have COVID cases and do desanitization procedures and pay them ridiculous sums of money. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So best state, by the way, to live for annual cost of living, and pay, Michigan. And I have a friend who lived here, and he went to teach in Michigan, and he said, how's everything going in where you live?
Yeah.
And I told him, and he said, you would be angry if you saw my check.
That's it's crazy.
Apparently
you mean
they pay
as
really
a teacher?
well.
As a teacher, they pay really well.
Pay really well, apparently. Wow. Lowest teacher
All the
turnover.
money's going to the teachers and not to the water company.
Right. Lowest teacher turnover, Kentucky. And that is because they can't read the exit survey to leave their job. Highest teacher turnover, D.C., District of Columbia, and Vermont. Crazy.
Okay.
Lowest projected competition in 2028. I don't understand that one.
I'm assuming how many people are vying for the teacher jobs.
Nevada, lowest.
Okay.
So
if you want to get hired quick, if you want to get hired quick, move to Nevada is what they're saying. I think.
Interestingly enough, highest projected teacher turnover, District of Columbia. Highest projected competition, District of Columbia.
Yeah, which is why they're like 51, aren't they, overall?
Yeah, I guess.
I guess people hate field trips there. I don't know.
Lowest pupil to teacher ratio, Vermont, because people forget that's a state.
Right.
And highest
Do people still live there?
Pupil to teacher ratio, Arizona. I've heard that from many Arizonians. That they have big class sizes.
Very large classes.
Spending per student. New York spends more than anybody per student. And then lowest spending per student is Idaho. They pay them in potatoes. And best school systems overall, Massachusetts, and the worst school systems, New Mexico.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Not looking good for teachers anywhere, if you ask me.
Really
but
not that new anymore. Can
Right.
we just name it something else?
all right, check out devincomedy.com for upcoming tour dates. Don't forget to subscribe to us. Patreon.com/cryinginmycar. And also, let's see. Greg and I said we'll be in Maryville, Tennessee. I posted some new dates on my website, by the way, devincomedy.com/tour, I believe it is. But you can just click on tour. But there are new dates up there on the website. Mike, what you got?
You can find me at Bloodhound Brew. It's Bloodhound Brewery, right? That's coming up this Saturday.
I will not be there.
You will not be there.
I will not be there.
What
Apparently, you don't
happened?
check the 50 messages that you received that said I will not be there.
I don't see any of it.
Oh,
No, never
man.
saw any of it.
Yeah.
So I'll be there this Saturday, and then let's see. The following weekend I'll be in Vero Beach. So please check out my page, Mike Lee Comedian, on Facebook, and follow me on Instagram at Mike on the Radio for more details.
And Greg, what you got?
I've got a lot of smack talking to children on Call of Duty. You can find me at Instagram, The Angry Texan, Facebook, The Angry Texan. You can find me in Maryville, Tennessee on the 2nd and the 3rd. And you can find me this Friday at Ringside for Thunder Championship Wrestling, baby. I am a wrestling promoter. I'm kind of cool. I mean, I helped out. I mean, I'm really awesome. I got it rolling.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Get that bonus podcast every week, all right, on the Patreon. And we'll be back next week with more Crying in My Car, podcast for teachers.